Hey there, interwebs, it's Monday again. Because it's Monday. Yeah. This is how it's gonna be. But, merry whatever holiday you celebrated around this time of year, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Solstice Day. I'm assuming some people still celebrate the solstice. I don't know. Whatever you celebrate, it's cool with me. And I hope all of you have a happy and safe New Year's Eve, since that's today. And I feel really weird saying it's New Year's Eve because it's still daytime. Going into the new year, a lot of people make resolutions. I personally don't make resolutions just because I feel that every day is a new day. And so instead of looking at, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day as, I'm going to change my life, flip this around, I really want to make this change. I work to make that change every day as soon as I feel like I need to make that change instead of just waiting for a new year, because instead of looking at it like, 2012, it's the old year, the old me, 2013 is the new me, look at it as today is when I can make a change. Today is when I'm going to start living my life the way I want to live it. So, that's just kind of my outlook on it. And, that's how I live my life. If I want to make a change, I'm going to do it now. I'm not going to wait till society tells me, oh, you get a new start now. No, you get a new start every day. When you wake up every day, you get a new start. So, if you want to change something, do it. If you like how your life is, then that's cool too. But another thing with New Year's is, there's always, in the news, all these things to look out for in 2013. I was trying to find a really happy, not depressing news story, because that seems to be all I've been talking about recently. And when all they're talking about is all this cool stuff to look forward to, it's hard to find something to talk about, just, one thing to talk about. So, I'm just talking about New Year's. And, whatever I end up talking about. Because there's 2013's looking up for LGBT advocacy and the whole marijuana thing, and then all these new technologies that are come out, and you have the cars, the new ones that are coming out, because they have the whole year-end sales event so they can get the new stuff in, and all this stuff. And it's while some of that is pretty cool and important, there's still a lot of things that need to be changed that aren't. The whole fiscal cliff thing. The deadline is today. This is probably the 4th or 5th deadline that I don't think they're going to come to an agreement. So, this will probably be the 4th or 5th deadline they've missed. And that's scary. When the infighting between the two political parties is so bad that they can't make a decision. They can't meet their deadlines, which is kind of how the whole thing works. You have two parties with two different sets of values, and they compromise to make a solution that everyone's happy with. Or at least that's how it's supposed to work. It doesn't actually work that way. You just get these two people, parties, that can't agree on anything, and nothing happens. So, that's something that could really work on, that, I think that should be the country's resolution, kind of, one of them, for the new year, is work together and compromise, because that's how the system's built. If you don't do that, it doesn't work, because it's obviously not working. So, there's that. I think the number 2 resolution should be education. Big time. And I'm not saying this just because I'm in college. This has been going on for years. I've had teachers who are really involved in the education association stuff and union, and so they know all this stuff. And the United States has been behind a lot of countries in science and math for a really long time, and it's kind of tanking, because what do we do when the budget gets cut? We cut education. That's a smart idea, because you can't get any jobs now, any good jobs. They give you money so you can stimulate the economy. You don't get those jobs without a college degree. And if you're cutting all this stuff in high schools, you're cutting all this stuff in colleges, kids aren't going to want to go. And even if they do go, they're not going to be able to compete on an international level. So, you might be saving money in the short run, but in the long run, you're really hurting the country. So, and if your parents can't, if our generation, we don't have the money, obviously we're not going to be able to take care of the baby boomers. We're not going to be able to take care of our own kids because their education system is going to be tanked even worse, And it's not just math and science. A lot of places are cutting music and the arts and because they think it's not important, and it really is. Having a well-rounded education really helps. And I'm not just saying this as someone who's, I've been in band and chorus forever, and I've been in drama club and in Spanish class and all this stuff. I do that stuff, but I really think that it's helped me become a better student, and it gives me something interesting to do during the day instead of all this stuff where book learning. Now I can go play music, or now I can go get on stage and act like a doofus. It's not just the core subjects, it's everything else that's really important. And, things like being bilingual. Jobs hire you so much faster if you're bilingual. If you can speak more than one language, they're like, we want you. Especially if it's something like Spanish or Chinese, which is just exploding. And there's a lot of them, a lot of people who speak them. And there's a lot of international business now, so you've got to be able to talk in more than one language. That always helps. And, just for me, music is such a huge release, and if I hadn't had the early stuff that I did in school, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am now with stuff. I wouldn't be in a choir at my college, and I'd barely be able to play bass the way I do now, because a lot of the stuff I know came from school and band, teaching me how to do this stuff. So, cutting money from the schools isn't really the answer, because you're just hurting the future generations in the long run. And that's not worth the money that you're saving. It really isn't. And I can't blame a lot of schools, because, I know my school that I went to all 13 years, K through 12, they're cutting stuff because they have no choice. There is no tax base here. We can't raise taxes anymore because we're not a wealthy community. That's just how it happens. When you live in a small country town, and most people are farmers or teachers, there isn't a lot of money to go around. So when the state cuts back, and when the federal stuff cuts back, where are you going to get the extra money from? You're not getting it from the people, because they're already paying as much as they can. And I know a lot of them would pay more than they're paying. So, they have to cut stuff. And when the state mandates you have to teach your kids A, B, and C, nobody cares about D&E. Because D&E don't help you on the tests that are a load of crap anyway. Taking tests doesn't really teach you anything. It makes classes more memorization, but, that's a whole nother topic that I'll talk about another time. I'm not making any resolutions for me this year, but I think, I'm going to call out the country and say, as a whole, as government, as a country, 2 big resolutions that should happen. These are the things that I think are really most important to the government right now. And that's, what did I say they were? That's working together. That's saying, Republicans working with the big bad Democrats, and the Democrats working with the big bad Republicans. Stop blaming each other. Figure your crap out. And actually fix stuff. That's one resolution. That's my resolution for Congress and Senate. And any other government stuff. My other resolution for them is to figure out how to make the education system better, because you're not doing a good job of it. as someone who's in the education system right now, and who's probably gonna end up working in higher education, you're not doing a good job. Sorry. But, I mean, they're showing these ads during football games. And saying, U.S. is 17th in math and science behind all these other countries. And it's like, well, duh, you're not investing in education. Start doing it. If you want the United States to be higher up in that, actually support the educational system instead of saying, we need to save money, so bye. Alright? There's your second resolution. So, you do that, and we might go somewhere 2013, It's a new year for the country. Act like it. So, yeah. I wanted this to be a happy video, and it turned into a rant, but, oh well. I'll try to be happy next week. But I can't promise anything, since I rant when I talk about politics. But, so, hopefully you enjoyed me ranting. Some people think it's really funny, but, yeah. On my, Twitter, Facebook, I almost said Tumblr. I don't have a Tumblr. Email, that's the third thing. My other channel, they're all down there. I'm currently thinking of a couple things. I'll probably end up filming another video, for the other channel tomorrow, maybe? Probably. So I'll probably film it tomorrow. I have no idea when it'll get uploaded because the internet here sucks. But, the stuff's down there. I'm working on a couple of ideas for more consistent stuff. Yeah. But, this channel is about, and I'm going to keep making stuff every Monday, even if it turns into me ranting about stuff, which is okay. So, my name's Anita Diaz, make these videos every Monday, and I will see you all next week. Peace.